Hi everyone, we're Tony and Chris, and before we start, I'd like to ask you, how many of you in this room consider yourselves creative people? Show of hands. Yeah, I thought so. But when people hear creativity, they think of this, the classical paintings, the Starry, Starry Night. But what we do in Creatosphere mostly looks like this. We are Creatosphere, a non-profit organization based in Sofia, Bulgaria, working with experiential learning and learning by doing through the arts. So theater, music, writing, film, embodiment, and then other methods such as nonviolent communication, participatory forms of theater such as theater of the oppressed, and so on. And what we've come here today to talk about is art for building communities. Creatosphere has existed for a year. We just turned a year old on January 19th, and we've had a bit over 40 events working with the local community here in Sofia, creating various events. But then how did we actually do this is what we're going to talk about today. So let's take Creatosphere as a case study.
Yeah, so on our way, we established that there are like 5 factors that we want to share with you. The first 2 is the innovation and experimentation on one hand, and the free expression on the other. So what we're using are far from classical forms of art, like intuitive poetry, like the theater of the oppressed, or vocal expression, to actually give it a sense of playfulness and make people feel free to express and open up.
Right, and when people talk about communities in this world of digitalization, and especially after the COVID pandemic, what people say is that communities are not really scalable, but what they are is human, and human needs care. So what we did with our local community was over the summer, we had these 9 events that we created in the park for people to come together, just be with one another and create. So we had musical jams, some people brought things for face painting, some people brought juggling stuff, or we did acro yoga. So we did many other things with the idea of bringing the community together just to be with one another in an open space where people can come in and drop out at any time, be with one another and create. And then, of course, we took the community's care, creating this depth of what we do with our events. This is our Entering Our 30s party, which is for people just entering their 30s. And what we wanted to do is start this conversation of how do we deal with this change in our lives? And then also with various methods such as nonviolent communication. This is from our nonviolent communication event in summer, where we talked about our feelings and our needs and how can we firstly connect to ourselves and what is going on inside of us, and then connect with others and resolve conflicts in a peaceful way that creates meaningful connections. And then we started the conversation about how can we actually create inclusive societies. This is from our Theory of Justice event that we created in summer again, and started the conversation of how do we use everything that we've learned to really create impact and meaning. Our team started traveling all around Europe, learning about various methods such as legislative theater, newspaper theater, radical honesty, authentic relating, and then also trauma-informed practices in youth work through the arts, and then taking all of this and bringing it here in Sofia in our events to connect with the people.
Yeah, and as we kept growing and kept making more and more events, we also established the 5th component, which was the professionalization of what we're doing. So coming from facilitation in non-government sector background and also from corporate trainings, we started bringing that knowledge and sharing it with the other facilitators. This is how the Create Your Workshop series started, where we're like sharing knowledge about learning cycles for the adults, a bit of project management to actually give it a solid foundation, and which naturally changed into the creator sphere. So that's our current community for the facilitators in Sofia, where we're actually like supporting each other, sharing practices. This is also a space for the facilitators for testing new experimental approaches. And a second element of this going professional was also applying for funding. Right now we have 5 grants awarded at the European level, and expanding to make find our own space in Sofia, where we can actually organize the events on a regular basis and where we host the community, and also expand our program to be more diverse, to have different types of activities.
And so let's recap what is needed to create communities through art and artistic-based methods. So we need playfulness, we need a way for people to experiment and really innovate, and then also a space for them to feel safe in doing so, and a way for people to communicate with one another, as communities are built one person at a time, and so we have built ours in the same way. So giving people the space to share with one another while creating depth and really giving them the care to grow and be together, firstly connecting to themselves and then to the society and everybody around them.
Yeah, and as Tony said, we just finished our first year of being active. We're looking forward to the second year with our first youth exchange, with starting a nonviolent communication community, with also looking for more facilitators and looking for our own space, and also exchanging in a meaningful way with the business, seeing what we from NGO side can bring to the commercial sector and what we can learn from the commercial sector as well. So if you want to join us on this journey of building communities through art, let's talk afterwards on the network.
Thank you.
Thank you.